The ship's belly groaned with the weight of stolen goods, silks that whispered of Assyrian dawns, alabaster jars still warm with the breath of Egyptian embalmers, and those cursed beads of lapis that the Phoenicians swore could trap the reflection of a man's soul if held too long in the moonlight. They had come, as thieves always do, bearing gifts. The scent of myrrh to dull the senses, the glitter of trinkets to blind the eye, and the most ancient of lies, the smile of the merchant who knows the true price of his wares is measured in blood, and blood there would be, though not yet. Not until the sixth day, when the sea itself seemed to hold its breath, and the women of Argos descended like a flock of unsuspecting doves to the shore. Io was among them, Io with her hair the color of ripe barley, and her laughter still ringing from the palace walls where her father, Inachos, had that very morning called her the Unowned. Oh, the irony that would gnaw at history's ribs for 1,000 years. For what is a king's daughter but a vessel of exchange? An entry in the great account book of power. The Phoenicians knew this. Their hands, rough as the hulls of their ships, closed around her wrists before she could even scream, and when she did, the sound was swallowed by the sudden flap of sails, the creak of oars dipping into the water like the fingers of a faith too impatient to wait. They took her to Egypt, the Persians would say later, as if geography could explain what was really stolen. And that was the idea of a body, the fragile illusion that a person might belong to themselves. The ship cut through the waves like a blade through silk, and Io, pressed against the mast, watched the shore receive, with a question in her head. Was she ever truly there? The Phoenicians, those merchants of the in-between, understood what even the gods forgot, that every abduction is also an offering, every theft a kind of worship. And what of the women who escaped? They ran back to Argos, their sandals kicking up dust that would settle, eventually, for the first layer of myth. Here is gone, they cried, and the king in his grief would later turn their tears into a river. Another irony, for what is a river but time made visible? The relentless current that carries all things, even memory, out to sea. The Phoenicians, meanwhile, were already counting their profits, their ledgers scrolled in a script that looked, to the uninitiated, of the tracks of birds. Life for a cargo, the captain murmured, though whether in guilt or calculation, none could say. Perhaps both, perhaps neither, for guilt, like gold, is only valuable if someone else believes in it. And Io learned, in the belly of that ship, what every exile knows, that the self is not a fixed star, but a constellation, forever rearranging itself in the dark. She would become a cow, they said, a cow with eyes like a woman's, lowing in the night for a homeland that no longer existed, except in the stories men told to justify their own hunger. Blessed are the forgetful, Nietzsche would list the centuries later, for they get the better even of their blunders. But Io did not forget. No, she cursed them all, the kings, the merchants, the historians with their ledgers of cause and effect, because she had seen the truth, that history is a net, and every thread pulls against the others, and the only crime is believing you are not, yourself, part of the reeve.